Welcome to the podcast. Y'all ask, what I'ma talk about with y'all ass? Everything from Nostradamus, Lil Pump, all the way down to Donald Trump. But black issues will be always at the forefront. Hoodies, I know that's just what y'all want. Black life, black love, all of the above. It's King Rashidi hoodies, ice toner gloves. I'm ready, it's Rise God Team. Rest in peace to the God Queens. Hey.
Shout out to all the black businesses that are back in commission, rocking out again, doing your thing. We made it. We made it. We made it, man. Listen, also my condolences to the businesses that did not. My condolences, my sincere condolences for all the small black businesses that didn't survive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to We Buy Black again for the Black Business Relief Fund. We Buy Black did not choose skill as one of his businesses that it would give relief to. But it's still all love. Congratulations to all the black businesses, some real good businesses too. You know, a lot of self-defense gyms and shit like that. Yeah, some real good businesses, and a lot of them are based in Chicago. You know what I mean? So shout out to We Buy Black. I appreciate, once again, the gesture of even coming up with, you know, a black business relief fund. I still think it's dope as fuck, even though I wasn't chosen. I would also like to give a big shout out to everybody who looked out for me in the business while the shutdown was popping. You know who you are and you know what I mean. Thank you. To everybody who purchased merch and Black Barbers Inc. strapbacks, I appreciate that. A lot of people out of state. A lot of people sending me pictures of rocking the Black Barbers hat in their cities and towns or whatever. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody for looking out. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for buying black. Thank you for your support. Let me tell you something, man. Black people lit. We lit, man. As if y'all didn't already know that. Word. So check it, man. Once again, welcome back to Hoodies the Podcast. It's been a hot minute. I feel like I'm a little rusty right now. You know what I mean? So before we get into the meat of the whole situation, shout out to black folk everywhere. Black men, black women, black boys, girls, and a special warm shout out to our elders, man. Word up. Let's give it up to the elders. Shout out to the elders. All right, so let's get into this thing, man. Let's get into it. Many places opening up again. And while that's happening, you got people bugging. They're like, yo, it's a setup. They setting us up. Some people like, man, y'all niggas stupid. Some of them like, yo, I can't believe the motherfuckers is out here without a mask on. You got some places that won't even let you in without a mask, right? Check it. I get it. COVID is everywhere. TV, social media, magazines, people are talking, all of that. And like I said, I get it. We don't want to be a part of no damn experiment. Crazy part is, we've already been a part of an experiment for as long as I can remember. I get it, we get comfortable sometimes, especially on black people. Especially on black folk. The news ain't telling us the truth, as if there's any truth to tell us in the first place. The water's contaminated. Remember Flint? Flint's water's still dirty to this day. Food is contaminated. The meat is pumped with chemicals, whatever chemicals. Sodium is dumb high in pork and some other shit. Beef is pumped with chemicals. Chicken is pumped with chemicals and genetically modified. And listen, man, for all of us plant-basers, let's keep it real. Just because we some plant-basers don't mean that a lot of the food that we eat is not genetically modified too. Like in the wild, you can like forage for edible plants, like mushrooms. I mean, not that I know. I'm a city boy. Not that I know, you know what I'm saying, the difference between the edible and non-edible mushrooms. But I know they grow in the wild. I've seen them. You see those a lot of times even in the city. asparagus. I believe onions grow naturally too. I fucking hate onions, but they all grow naturally. You wonder how you've never seen broccoli grown in the wild? You don't see broccoli grown in the wild because broccoli is a human invention. Some of y'all probably already knew that. This is news to me. I just figured this out probably about a few months ago. Right? It's genetically modified. So is kale. Kale is genetically modified. Both of them are bred from a wild cabbage plant, technically known as, let me try to pronounce this right. The cabbage plant is technically known as Brassica oleracea. Brassica oleracea. Or is it Brassica oleracea? I don't know. Also with that, Brussels sprouts and cauliflower are also derivatives of the wild cabbage plant. Okay? The only difference with plants and meat, the difference with plants is that when you crossbreed them, sometimes they come out with more nutrients. You know what I'm saying? My point is, it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? Which does mean that there's more of a chance for the consumer to have an allergic reaction to it. Like, just because we don't eat meat doesn't mean we can eat everything other than that. Not every berry is good, for us. Not every plant is necessarily good for us, even though it's edible. You feel me? Because a lot of them are hybrids, right? Some of these foods could actually cause cancer because of the mutation of the plant DNA. See, I never thought about that. Because if you think about it, is man-made. You take like the wild cabbage plant and something else. I'm not sure. I'm not coming off as some sort of scholar. I'm not that. These are just like, when I find things, I like to share it. So you're taking a wild cabbage plant and whatever, and you're combining it. You know what I mean? You're coming up with a new food, a new edible food. And like I said, a lot of times, because it's a plant. After all, it's still a plant. A plant, there's still nutrients in it. You feel me? But it's still a new plant. And because this is still a new food, and because it's man-made, it could cause the potential for our bodies to not recognize it, maybe reject it, or maybe over some prolonged use or prolonged eating of it, prolonged consumption, it could have effects on us, like meat. That's ill, right? You know what I mean? But listen, I would never go back to eating meat. Never go back to eating meat. But it's also humbling, you know what I'm saying, to know that just because you don't eat meat and you're eating kale and this, that, and the third, you know, we think we're eating so, at least I thought I was eating so fucking natural. It's not natural. It's a man-made food. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, some of those things could not mesh well with our bodies. Grapefruit. It's also genetically modified. Blew my fucking mind. Grapefruit is a cross between an orange and a pomelo. And almonds. Wild almonds before being GMO are poisonous. I didn't know this. They contain cyanide, but due to mutation or whatever, the chemicals that produce the poison are eliminated. You know what I'm saying? Not much is natural. And listen, if you're an avid follower of the late brother Dr. Sebi, right? I believe he has a saying that says that if nature didn't make it, don't take it. And I can dig that. Because if it grows natural, then it's natural with our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I get why a lot of plants rather are like crossbred, because a lot of times they're sweeter, they taste better. I don't know about shelf life, but a lot of them can survive better, or say longer, when they're sprayed with pesticides or things of that nature. So there's different reasons why they do that. When you think about a food shortage, cause see, like the wild cabbage plant, I think it only grows like once a year, from what I read. So listen, if we lived in a world, or well, we do live in a world. We live in a world where there's a food shortage, especially during now. During this time. So it's in that case, it's probably not a bad idea to crossbreed some food so you can grow something more current, more frequently. I'm sorry, so you can feed people. I suppose the challenge would be knowing the right foods to crossbreed. You feel me? If that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm seeing all of that to say. I'm seeing all of that to say that we've been getting experimented on. I really don't see not much nutritional value by crossbreeding or genetically modifying animals like chickens and shit like that for us to eat. You know what I mean? Now think about how foreign that shit is. You know what I mean? I wouldn't doubt if a lot of the burgers and shit in these fast food restaurants are not genetically modified. Because that's just a lot of meat. Think of all the fast food joints that's just in your town, in our towns. Just there alone. It's a shitload. Imagine a whole world. That's a lot of fucking beef. So, once again, we've been getting experimented on. So, I would say there's no need in really being scared now. Let's just be smarter. I mean, what sense does it make for us to be socially and politically conscious only for us to be asleep in other areas? Feel me? Think about a mandated stay-at-home order, but yet the liquor store is still open. You're stuck in the house, but you can have all the liquor you want. Shit, that sound like a setup right there. Stressed out of what's on the news. Kids eating up everything, but you got all this access to liquor. So listen, my thing is, if you're scared to resume life as usual, or normal life, if you want to call it normal, because you feel as though the pandemic isn't over, cool. Stay home. Stay your ass at home. I get it. Stay home. Simple. But if you're ready to live closed on Mondays. Somebody, they're actually listening. So much for being entertaining right there. But anyway, if you feel comfortable with going out, right, and you ready to live your life again, and perhaps during the quarantine you come to realize that maybe you haven't lived life to its fullest, then you should get out there and build. Get out there and go to work, go back to work if you want to. Get out there and start your own business if you want to. Go out there and live life. You understand what I'm saying? But listen, I seriously doubt that face masks, though. I seriously doubt if the fate of mankind rests on wearing a face mask, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I only wear one just so I don't get turned around at the post office or any other establishment that, you know what I'm saying, that's mandating that, the people that come in have to wear face masks. I ain't about to sit there and argue with the person at the door. Fuck you, I don't want to wear no face mask. It ain't really doing nothing. It's a conspiracy. It's a hoax. I'm not doing that. You understand? It's a lot of wasted time, and it's mandated anyway. A lot of them folks just really doing their job. In other words, I'll just comply. Get in, get out, do what I need to do. It's pretty much the only reason why I'm wearing it. But like I said, I don't think wearing a face mask, breathing in our own carbon dioxide, what's that, CO2? I don't know. I don't think breathing in our own carbon dioxide is healthy either. You know what I'm saying? And listen, what about people with bronchitis, asthma, or some other respiratory issue? You know what I'm saying? I get it's supposed to reduce, the chances of catching something. But yeah, man, it's we've been getting experimented on, and how safe is it really to stay home, isolated from everything else? Is that not a hazard in itself? Like when you go out because you've been inside, away from everything, isn't that a hazard? Now you're susceptible to catch whatever is out there because your immune system has been isolated from everything. And while we sitting here digesting that concept, think about this in terms of being experimented on, right? There's reports that show that the stimulus that a lot of us got, that a lot of people got and will get, like the bill to pass that stimulus package was signed a year ago. Some of you probably already know this, right? A year ago, January 27th, 2019. You can look and see for yourself. And tell me what you think. H.R. 748, the CARES Act, which is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, was allegedly signed before the pandemic. Public Law number 116-136. How's that for an experiment? I don't even need to go deep into that. You can already tell what it is. A stimulus package for the coronavirus was allegedly written before the coronavirus pandemic hit. So, how's that for an experiment? Oh, also the HEROES Act was just passed. Like, this is Monday. The HEROES Act was just passed Friday, which is like a $3 trillion dollar stimulus. At least that's what the reports are saying. Reparations. The president of Tanzania, John Magufuli, he allowed coronavirus testing equipment to be imported into his country. Then he instructed his security officials to check them. They tested non-human samples, including a goat and a pawpaw, which is a fruit. Some of y'all may have heard this as well. He gave the tests human names and ages, and then he sent them off to be tested for results and shit. Right? He sent them off. A goat sample and a fruit sample, gave them human names and ages. Right? They came back positive. A fruit and a goat came back positive for the coronavirus. President Magufuli kind of figured some shit out. Don't you think? How you gonna test it on a fucking fruit and it comes back positive? Now these are stories that I'm reading. I don't know how factual they are. Because like I said, they ain't telling us the truth with the news. Because that story right there would say that they're already they're already contaminated with the virus already. So my thing is, there's no need in being scared. Let's just be smarter. Listen, we got herbs and supplements and foods that do boost our immune system. You know what I'm saying? And listen, at this point, yeah, I do believe that there is a virus. I was kind of on the fence like, yo, I don't know what's going on. If you remember some of the podcasts I did, I do believe that there is some sort of virus that's floating around out here. But I also do believe that if you eat whatever's put in front of you, and you are an excessive eater, and you drink like a fish and chain smoke, and you never work out, staying home and or wearing a face mask is pointless. The fix is already in.
Look here, our people, we don't even know where we're going. We don't own nothing.
I dig, brother.
We need some vision, you know? You dig?
Vision.
We need some vision back in the neighborhood. We don't even know who we are, man. Listen.
Born in 74, yeah. Came out with swag, the oldest of four, yeah. South side of a shy city. Who had my share of trials, but I detest pity. Park Manor, Makash was litty. Freshman year in Inglewood, the shit was iffy. Wild child of a queen mother. With our own set of traumas, there was no smother. We was all we had up in Langley Ave. The home of the have-nots, bad cops and cash straps stealing from have-nots. All hood stories, yo, they sound the same, like nothing ever happened good. Yo, it's a shame. Try to make it out to achieve what's best, but never thought to come back and reinvest. All we ever hear is fuck the cops, but never thought, oh, we could buy the block. And GDs, BDs, holding down the fort. Y'all don't own the block, y'all ain't know nothing important. Vice lords and black feet stones ain't doing better. Y'all could buy some shit together, but y'all throwing the letters, word. But we still laughing, photographing, half-assed while our neighborhoods is getting cash grabbed. Big guns drawn when you tell mad truths, cause that shit hit different when it apply to you. Yep. Recollect. We had this. Recollect. Recollect, yeah. Recollect. We had this. Recollect, yeah. Recollect, yeah. 23 East 61st, block away from the projects, yo, that's the verse. And yeah, the CTA will get you there, so you can see the swanky parts while you in despair. Pissy stairs, gritty glares, totally missed the fucking wave and Jordan had the airs. I thought it wasn't fair, the moms could work hard and we could be the butt of the jokes up on the boulevard, until it didn't care what it is, what it do. Then it was so clear, them niggas was poor too. Summertime block parties, block hotties, turn the hydrant on, showing up the block bodies, do the wop in the water. It's Jocelyn's daughter, enticing with some penny candy that just costs a quarter. Then Jesse Jackson said keep hope alive, it's all job, you gotta hustle to survive. See, mom hoped that she was blue in the face, till the heat got cut off, nigga, point made. Then we go to sleep and hear shots in the distance. What a conundrum of people's attendance. And yet we still manage to have love for the city. Moral of the story, there ain't no pity. So now I stand before you as Southside's best. Hey, do you recollect? Recollect. We had this. Recollect. Yeah. Recollect. We had this. Recollect. Yeah. Recollect. Yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery. I'm saying it Ahmad because I believe that's the correct way of pronouncing that brother's name, because the AH has an Ach to it. Anyway, Ahmaud Arbery. I don't even have to really talk about the footage, but I do know that footage is months old. That footage is from February. Y'all know this too. There's no need in really being emotional about it, so I think we're too fucking emotional. What I'm thinking, right, is who strategically put that video out there like that, like to where it went viral? Who did that? Yeah, I know there's a picture of a guy who did it. That dude can't be working by himself, because look at the way it came out, just like it always does. Every time there's a police shooting, right? Every time there's a police shooting, it starts off, well, the first wave of it is the video of law enforcement shooting an unarmed brother or sister, or detaining them or beating them up or some shit like that. We get outraged, we get emotional, we get outraged, and rightfully so. We're seeing one of our own get fucked up. Then the second wave is usually some footage of said victim doing some questionable shit. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice how that happens? You ever notice how that always happens? It starts off, get you all up in the rage, and then give you some context to it. These are the games that they play. You know what I'm saying? And then supposedly the footage the second wave of footage that came out on this brother was supposed to be some footage of him breaking into a home. I'm not necessarily sure if that home was occupied or not. You know, and see, it happens because they're trying to sell the concept that those two crackers that hunted him down to kill him, like they did in the truck, hunting him down like a dog, were justified in doing so. When in fact, if that brother is, guilty of breaking into homes, you know what I'm saying? Just arrest him and have him tried in court. Because if black people hunting somebody white down, you already know what it is. It probably be gang related and some other shit. I guess it's the same on both ends. If white folk hunt down a brother, it's racist. If black folk do it, it's gang related. We are already being experimented on. But if he is guilty of B&E, he didn't deserve to be killed. So, like I said, being emotional about it is pointless. Our best bet, our most intelligent bet, is to get smarter. Our most intelligent and most constructive move is to get smarter. So, nope, I'm not going to say go protest. I'm not going to say sign a petition. I'm not going to say go out and vote. I ain't even going to say trust God unless, of course, that God is you. Then trust you all day. What I would say is get a firearm. Get a firearm. We really need to protect ourselves. Dead ass. It's long overdue, in fact. Listen. Right here. I got my my application for a concealed handgun permit right here. Right. Probably can't really tell. Right here. Because the light glare or whatever. Right here, ready to turn into the circuit court. You know what I'm saying? And this is just simply a permit to conceal, not necessarily carry. I believe here in Virginia, you can buy a gun. You can buy a gun, but, as long as you got, the proper credentials, identification, shit like that. But you can't conceal it. It has to be out in the open. I, for one, don't care for that too tough because it makes conversations weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not my, that's just not my, it's not my cup. I'd much rather have it tucked someplace where you can't see it. I don't need a whole bunch of attention being drawn to me. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it kind of weird though that it's legal to open carry, but against the law to hide it and put it away? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not. Maybe that's because you got some places that'll tell you right off rip no weapons allowed in there, no guns allowed in there. Which in any case, why would you want to go in there anyway? You know what I'm saying? Because anything could happen while you're inside, and if you got a gun on you, you're in violation. At least I wouldn't do that. So I got my permit papers ready to take down to the circuit court, and I'm a vet, so I'll need to have my DD-214 and, of course, my name change papers so they know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not saying get a firearm just to have one. I'm not saying get a firearm just to have one so you can talk shit and point it sideways. Nah, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is get yourself a firearm and get nice with it. Get nice with it. Go to the range or wherever you can safely get acquainted with your weapon. Learn to take it apart, clean it, all of that. I'm also not advocating shooting at whatever because you're emotional. Nope. I'm saying protect yourself responsibly. Form a gun club, teach your sons, teach your daughters, teach your lady how to pop off. That's what I'm saying. Get a heavy bag. Learn how to throw an effective punch. You know what I'm saying? When we go jogging, let's start using the buddy system. You know what I'm saying? Strap up on your jog. Protect yourself. And real talk, man, I'm really glad that things are starting to open back up again. Because that means I can get back to filming my documentary. The Love Doc can go back into production. I got so much more material to add to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I really think that the whole concept of love is Yeah, see, they hung up. I really think that the whole concept of love is really interesting. You know what I'm saying? And like I said once before, I know what love feels like, but I know what it feels like to be loved. I know what it feels like to love someone, but it's for me, it's hard to put into words. It's really hard to put into words. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you know, I've come to realize that what some of you call love ain't love to me. It's not love to me. You know what I'm saying? So I can resume the love doc. So I'm you know what I mean? I'm really excited about doing that. And I got to be honest, even though my business is back at it, back, you know, running, my barbers are here, we rocking out, we doing our thing again. It feels a little weird now. It does. It feels a little weird. Like, okay, I get that the shutdown, right? I get that the shutdown was supposed to be for our best interest. There's a pandemic out here, right? There's a pandemic. It at the same time, it's still it feels a little ill to know that my business can be shut down with just a stroke of a pen. That shit is kind of ill. You know, I want to say it's humbling, but I don't think I have a problem with being humbled. I think I've always been humbled just by the thought that this could all be gone tomorrow anyway. Like, poof, done. So maybe the word humble is really not the word that fits. Maybe the lesson is to not be so attached to it, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, rock out and conquer the world and, you know, with this vehicle, but don't be so attached to it. But that concept is still cooking. You know, it's still cooking. Shout out to the Skill Youth Chess Club. We should be resuming chess meets in the very, very near future. And I would also like to point out the brand of one of the club members, right? Little brother Nafis is one of the club members. You know what I'm saying? He started his own clothing line called Wealthy Forever. I'm rocking it right here. Wealthy Forever. I mean, I can tell by the way it feels. It's top quality material. His whole brand is bringing you top quality tees, hoodies, and ski masks. Yeah, I got one of the ski masks here. You know what I mean? I can't wait to rock this in the winter. Word. I can't wait to rock this. I'll be on my Griselda shit. Word. So what I like to do with young brothers or with any ambitious young entrepreneurs, because like I said, I focus mainly on the youth because adults are stupid. When I see them with some merchandise, one of the first questions I ask them is, what are your wholesale prices? What are your wholesale prices? And so we struck up a decent deal. So I got some of this merch, wholesale, Wealthy Forever tees. Got black, white, small, medium, extra large, large. Got another different design, Wealthy Forever. You know what I'm saying? I got a crap load of them. I think I bought about 13 shirts. I bought off them for wholesale, and I'm gonna resell them here in my establishment. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know more about his up and coming products, his merch, you can check out little brother Nafis. His IG is, I'm gonna spell it for you. It's NAHFEESE_OG. Okay, it's spelled out Nafis_OG. All right. So you want more info about how to purchase some merch from him? Go to his page, and I believe he has a link there. And get this young brother some business, man. You know what I'm saying? Give him some business. And we should all be so lucky to know that the future the future's bright. The future is bright. And I take a special amount of pride knowing that this young brother is a part of my chess program. This young brother was listening. All of them listen. He is at a level in his life to where he's ready to put into action. Plus, his old man is a decent salesman himself. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to little brother Nafis. Shout out to the Skill Youth Chess Club. We'll be meeting up again soon and doing our thing. So check it. If you would like to make a donation to the Skill Youth Chess Club or purchase some Black Barbers Inc. merch, go to cash.me/$SkillYCC. If you are unable to purchase on site, you can send me your address, an additional $8 for shipping and handling, and I get that out to you as soon as possible. Listen, man, that's about all I got today. That's about all I got for before I get out of here. I want to give a shout out to my firstborn son, who's staying inspired while he's on the inside. He should be in work release real soon. He should be, next year around this time, he should be out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's staying inspired. He told me there's a food shortage on the food there in the jail. So he's holding his head, staying positive. He's still on point with his chess skills. Shout out to my third born son who's graduating. Well, he actually has graduated. However, his school in Mississippi, they're actually having a ceremony tomorrow, May 19th, which is also Malcolm X's born day. But they're having a ceremony where they're just going to come up there. I think they got allotted times where they'll take pictures and things of that nature. I guess basically just trying to make the best of the situation for the graduates. So shout out to my third born son, class of 2020. Yeah, I'm proud of you, kid. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of y'all. I'm proud of my second born son as well. Man, listen, my second born son is an excellent father. An excellent father. I'm extremely proud of him. I'm proud of all my sons. I love y'all, man. Man, life is good. Life is good. Life is in fact what you make it. It's what you make it. And to make is to create. You know, life is merely an opportunity to create meaning. Because life itself has no meaning, but you can use life. You can use it as an opportunity to create meaning. You know? And a lot of times it takes us to run into a brick wall before we kind of get it. That's something my firstborn son is learning right now. He's hard-headed like his old man. I had to learn it. Not from being incarcerated, but I've made my share of mistakes as well. We all have. You know what I mean? And that's the real work. Forgiving yourself. I've hurt a lot of people. I've hurt a lot of women's feelings. You know what I'm saying? You know. But like I said, the forgiveness part, that's the hard part. To really look at yourself for all the fucked up shit you've done. All the shit you've done. Not just the good. You know what I mean? Take a real good look at yourself and own it. And realize it doesn't define you. You know, you don't need to have a great past to have a great future. You can forgive yourself. See, a lot of us, be it religious or not, throw the act of forgiveness off. If you believe in Jesus, you tend to say, Jesus forgive me, God forgive me, the universe forgive me. And okay, all right, cool. But that's easy. That's easy to throw your own forgiveness to the wayside, right? And say, fuck it. You know, God know my heart, or the universe got me, or Jesus, or whoever, Allah, Olodumare, Buddha, or whatever. It's so easy to say that shit. The hard part is forgiving yourself for what you did. Like taking a cold, hard look at you. It ain't easy to look at you and still say, I love you. I'm proud of you. Somebody else or something else forgiving you don't mean shit if you don't forgive yourself. Like I said, this side you got people who want to go out and live life again. And this side you got people who decide that, yo, I ain't ready. I get it. Just shut the fuck up over here and you shut the fuck up over there and each of you just do what you do. How about that? Because all these numbers that they putting up about the deaths and this, that, and the third, listen, man, I don't doubt if they're all trumped up. I'm not saying that there aren't any deaths. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying, how do we really know? I got family that died. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stand here and tell me that you know for sure that it was because of COVID. Now, I would never challenge people and say that to them, especially if it was a family member of theirs that passed away. Feel me? Because they're already dealing with the loss. Last thing they need is somebody questioning what it was for. I'm just saying I don't believe everything that's just being printed. Everything, all these journalists and news anchors and even movies, and it's just proof positive that we're all impressionable. We're all a lot of things, man. We're all less than perfect. You know, whether you believe in some outside source or not. You know what I mean? We all dealing with some shit. You dig? So yeah, man, take care of yourselves. I love y'all. I'm King Rashidi, and this is Hoodies, man. Peace.
To the podcast. What do we talk about? Who?
Always at the forefront. This King Rashidi. Hoodies.
I'm ready. God King. God Queen.